Honestly, our biggest thing right now for
AI is one of our biggest things.
yeah, and just really utilizing the software so that our team can just go. I mean, at the end of the day, every time I talk to agents, and it's been the same thing since I was a recruiter, is, people come down, they sit face to face with you, and it always boils down to one thing. I just want to go sell houses. I had a friend of mine from high school join our team, and he was in California, and he went through his whole license. I didn't know he was going through his licensing thing, right? So he reaches out to me. He's like, "Hey, I got my license. I want to join get into real estate." He joined the team, and within like weeks, he was super frustrated. He goes, "If I knew that I was going to have to make cold calls and do all these things, I would have never gotten into real estate." And I was like, "Yeah, that's the side that nobody talks about." When they show you their nice car and their vacations, and I'm like, real estate agents are horrible billboards for the actual work that goes into being able to afford what's on the billboard. They just want to work with, like, I just want to help people buy and sell houses. So our biggest thing we're working on is the back end technology. I mean, we use Lofty as a software platform, which has a lot of great built-in tools. And I think it's come a long way in the last year from where it was. I prefer it over other platforms that we've used. And the biggest thing that I'm recently seeing is its ability for API. So that's like technology, like where you can plug in other technologies into it and then have it run the back end the way you want to. And that's the biggest thing we're working on right now, is having the system do the work that the agent doesn't want to do, so that it can just say, "Hey, it's time for you to call." And I think one of the things I thought about this weekend was bringing back remember when the phone would ring and you're like, "Oh, crap." And it would force you to call it, because your phone would ring and it would say.
What was that called? Callingly?
Callingly.
Okay.
And so integrating that back in there. And so it would
force the agents to make calls.
It would force the agent to call, because the biggest thing we always see is like, "Well, when I get back to my desk, I'll make that call." I'm like, "No, you're on the road. You should be on the road as an agent."
By the time you get back to your desk, that guy's called.
Yeah, he's gone. So
this is the biggest benefit of having Len as a part of this team, is he builds all that stuff in the background that integrates in with the CRM, that takes so much tasking off of the agent's plates. There's only a handful of people that can do that stuff.
Because we've been on those calls. I mean, sales calls, when we've tried to, "You know what, let me pipe you in," and you're sitting there, all of a sudden you're, so the system should be able to say, "You know what, I can get a hold of Jason right now." "Oh yeah, that'd be great." Okay, Jason's phone rings and he goes, "Oh, I got to get that." It'll be labeled on his phone that he needs to get it, answers it, and it immediately calls that client, and he can say, "Hey, I got notification, I need to give you a call. Looks like you're ready to buy," or whatever. I mean, just jump on the spot. The problem with people is we have this drive-through mentality as a society, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else. We've all sat in a drive-through somewhere. Even if you're the healthiest person, there's salad and go, right? So like, that's the healthiest drive-through option I can think of. And we've all sat there and we've gotten irritated if within 30 seconds that little announcer doesn't say, "Welcome to XYZ, may I help you?"
Yeah.
And you can't tell me people aren't the same way. They're busy, they're at work. They took 30 seconds out of their day to look for a house, and then they reached out to you, and then you can't get back to them right away. You've lost that lead. So our system's being built to bring that back in, but have you also calling the right people? Because we've also called people and they're like, "I'm at work, I can't talk right now." So, the system should be intelligent enough to text first, and like, I don't answer my phone anymore. I'm at a point where it just rings all day long, and it's like, if I don't have the number saved, I don't even answer it anymore.
Yeah.
So agents, if you're watching this and you're like, "Well, that's why he never answers," I'm like, "Yeah, because we get so much spam. Text me, 'Hey, do you have a few minutes?' I'll call you right away."
Yeah.
But if you call me first, there's a good chance you're going to get my voicemail, just because I'm sick of hearing robots and those automated systems.
Well, the other things that you've been building that and we're constantly building different programs and stuff like that. But the extension that we just built out or that you just built out, I should say, not we, but the extension you just built out for automatically posting listings to Marketplace, automatically posting listings to Craigslist with a couple of clicks. So when we were with DXP, we used KV Core, and at that point they had this program where Craigslist.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty cool. Now you can do it in like 2 clicks with the extension that you just added. And Marketplace, if you're not posting your listings on Marketplace, you're missing out on groups of buyers and sellers. And now, rather than spending 15 minutes doing it directly in Marketplace, we have an extension that was built out for it. Takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Pulls in all the photos, pulls in all the info. All you do is got to click on a couple of things and hit send.
Yeah, that
Puts
thing's
it out.
working beautifully.
So those are all big benefits, and we're constantly building stuff like that on our team.
Yeah.
So